G'day guys, Josh Huggett here from Huggett Media, and welcome to Tog Talk, a weekly segment where we talk about all things wedding photography, and I answer, a wedding photographer that works as a wedding photographer, answers your questions that you ask me in our Facebook group chat or in the Patreon. So make sure you are in either of those and come and say g'day and leave your questions. We ask once a week. This week is coming from Jess. She says, thoughts on having kids at weddings? Don't. Ever. So there are ways to have kids at weddings. The more kids you have, the harder it is to have kids at weddings. So like I had my daughter at my wedding and my best mate's 2 kids as well. And the way that we did it, I think worked really, really well. So we had them for the getting ready. Like my daughter got ready with my now wife and she was at the house and she had a nap and it was all really, really good. Then they came to the ceremony and they were pretty good in the ceremony. My daughter walked down the aisle. She did a fantastic job. Love it. Cried like a baby watching her do that. Then post-ceremony, they were able to go and kind of play with each other as well. But what we did is we hired a babysitter. So she comes and she actually just looks after your kids on site. We dedicated a corner of the room. It had a whole bunch of kids stuff. So the kids were like 3, 6, maybe 7, like 2 3-year-olds and a 6 and a 7-year-old, 6/7-year-old. So like still pretty young. And so we had like a kids table set up with all a bunch of kids stuff. And then what the babysitter does is like we had accommodation on site. She then puts the kids into the hotel room so that they can go to sleep. So good. So then the kids just went to sleep on site. It was fantastic. That way we were able to have our daughter at our wedding and we were able to hang out with her and get photos with her and all that fun stuff. But we didn't have to like look after her the entire time. That's the best way to do it. Have someone there minding the kids so that you don't have to. And then having a dedicated person to kind of like take them off site, I think works best as well. You do go to a lot of weddings where like the kids kind of run the show because they can just do whatever they want and there's always someone running around chasing the kids or they're terrorizing something. We've lost lenses to kids before as well, like during a ceremony they just come and fucking tip over your tripod. Really dislike that. Well, Lewis dislikes it more because it's his tripod, but his lens. But yeah, the best wedding possible is a wedding without kids. If you are having kids at the wedding, then they kind of need to be monitored and looked after so that the mum and dad don't have to do it. Like if they're your kids at the wedding, like you're the bride and groom or groom and groom or bride and bride and it's your kid that is at the wedding. As much as you love your kid and you really love hanging out with your kid, it's not that much fun looking after them on your wedding day that you've spent so much money and time organising. If you can just hang out with your friends and family, have a babysitter there so that they can look after them for you. So it's just so much better. It's so much better. It's your one wedding day that you'll get to enjoy. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but what are you going to do? Anyway, that was Tog Talk. This was a nice little quick one because there's not that much I can do really about having kids at weddings. I can kind of give you a little bit of advice. If you've got any questions or anything like that, then drop a comment down below with your question, put it in the Facebook group or something like that, and I will speak to you soon. Make sure you join the Patreon too. That's fun. Bye.